You could say that I got what I wanted for Christmas. About a day or so earlier. By the way, hi, I'm Dee. And if it is Christmas for you, Merry Christmas. And if it's not, Happy Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, or Happy New Year? Whatever. But yeah, I wanted to talk about something else. Instead of something holiday related, I wanted to talk about crushes and things involving crushes. Some of you might have seen the community post about how my crush told me that she loved me yesterday. And I was pretty fucking happy. I was really happy. I was like, whoa. But if I want to, how do I say it? I've shown you before that even in situations where I should be happy, there's always a part of me that's, I wouldn't say not happy, but that overthinks everything. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. So today, I'm gonna talk a little bit about why I'm not as happy as I should be. But first I'm gonna say, yes, I am actually still single right now, which should set the tune for this video and some of the things I'm going to talk about. So have fun, tab out or whatever, go have fun playing your rival marbles or whatever the fuck. Cause I got some stuff to say. But if you're watching and you're looking at the video, enjoy the snow and my long hair today. Ooh, long hair. I had my first crush back when I was in elementary school. She was this cute Japanese girl. I won't say her real name, so I'll give her a different name. Her name was Haruna. She was a little bit chunky, but she was really cute, and she loved to share her lunch or snacks with me. And she was really, really nice. We used to always run around the playground. We would hold hands sometimes, and it was overall really, really, really nice. But nothing really happened. Of course, because we were little kids, and I knew I liked her. But that was all I really knew, because also as a kid, I didn't know what it meant to like someone. Because I knew I liked, my family. I knew I liked some of my teachers, and I knew I liked some of my friends. But I didn't know what the difference between just liking someone and liking someone was, to use, a little kid term. Fast forward a few years, and there's this other girl. I'll call her Z, because I would fuck up and say her actual name, so I'll just call her Z. She was a bean who... Her mom was from Taiwan, yeah. And she changed my fucking life. Oh god. Because this is where I learned what a big crush was, what was. Because with her, I knew that at the minimum, I really wanted to just know her for my whole life. I don't know what it was. Actually, I do. It's because we would have play dates, we'd go to each other's houses, I knew her parents, she knew mine. I was never alone on the playground because I always had her. And we had after school programs at my high school, wow. Elementary school, it was not high school. And we were always together. And people would tease us, being like, you like her, you've got a crush, Gee. Ooh. And I think I fucked up because, thinking back, the feeling might have actually been kind of mutual. And I did actually talk to her about it a few years later because we ran into each other a few times and it was cute. But we'll get to that later. I fucked up because anytime someone would tease us, I would go, no, 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 I don't like her. I can't like her, you know? Haha, we're both girls. I would just say any excuse that popped in my fucking head. And it didn't hit me until later that she did also like me. But I kept pushing her away. And then when she actually ended up moving across the country, and I didn't have her contact info, that's when I really realized I fucked up. But then a few years later in middle school, we were able to reconnect because I was old enough to be allowed to use social media. Ooh, yeah, I had to wait till I was like 12, 13. Imagine that. Found her again, we talked about some stuff, and she made up a lie about having a crush on some random person in our school, but we had mutual friends and they told me the truth that yeah, I did actually end up pushing her away because yeah. When I was in middle school, I actually ended up moving all the way to New Orleans. I've talked a bit about that, so let's talk about a different aspect of that. I didn't like that city at all. I thought it was trash, absolute ass, worst fucking place to live. Oh god, no. Potholes out the ass. The people were alright. Some were rude, some weren't. Some had guns and shot people, but they didn't shoot me, so yay. And in that middle school, I was the youngest person in my class by about 1 to 2 years because most of the people in that middle school had actually failed a grade or two. So there I was, 12 years old, and I was already like 5'8", 5'9", or some shit around all these other middle schoolers while also being younger, and people were like, that. And my nickname was that red girl. Now some of you might be wondering, the fuck does red mean? In the Caribbean, in some parts of it, red is what's used to refer to as like someone who's mulatto / light-skinned, or whatever. Because some of you know, some of you don't know. I am black, but I'm also Chinese, and a few other things, but we're gonna stick with those two things to make things simpler, because you don't need my whole 23andMe. All you need to know is I'm these two things for the sake of the story. So that's what I was known as, that red girl, that light-skinned girl, that tall girl, the blah 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 blah. But I was also known for my grades because in that middle school, they would always post our grades on the walls to try to motivate us. And I was the top of the grade because all I did was study, and I hated people. So I would put all of my energy into studying, playing MMOs on library computers using a flash drive to get across like the school firewall, whatever. And I would write too. I would also write during class. It was kind of fun isolating myself, but not because I hated people, but because I liked playing the game of look at these people who want to get close to me, and look at me, building a wall that they can't get past. It was very petty in retrospect, but I thought it was fun at the time. But because of that, I didn't really date anyone or anything. That is, until the very end of 8th grade. It was graduation, and I was walking up the stage because guess what? This bitch was valedictorian. Wahoo, I guess. And guess who gave me my little thingy that said I was valedictorian? Yup, my father. And we'll save the rest of that story for another day. But I got it, looked up the crowd, and it was very underwhelming because I felt like I didn't deserve it. Because some of you don't know, Louisiana and New Orleans in particular has a really shitty standard of education, so I felt like because I came from a state with much better education, I didn't really earn it. All I did was do what I'd always been doing, and suddenly I gained something from it. But I feel like a lot of other people who'd gone to the same schools I'd gone to would have done it like even better or something. It was a very interesting way to, I don't know, interpret my insecurities at the time or whatever. And so we ended up having an end of year, 8th grade field trip to Chicago. And some of you can smell the irony of going from New Orleans to Chicago. It's almost like being like, hey guys, we're in Detroit. Let's go to Atlanta. No, like what the fuck is wrong with us? Why do we do that? Rant for another day. But yeah, I went to Chicago. And I was unaware that there was this one girl who actually did like me. Now, here's why I was unaware, and I think I'm in the right for this one to this day over a decade later. So, I mentioned how dog shit the school was, right? I'm just gonna add that it was also predominantly black, like 99% black. And this one girl I knew and we did actually kind of become friends. She would reject people by being like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the white guys, or I'm in the white girls, because she was openly bisexual. Very, very interesting 2013. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm anything but what you're into. But we can, be friends, talk about Searle, talk about anime, weeb shit, all that cool stuff. And for the slightly older folk, she is what you would call a scene girl. So yeah, she was a black scene girl. She was cute. She had like freckles too. She was awesome. But the field trip to Chicago, we ended up going to some fucking Italian place. I think it was Italian. I don't really remember. And we were sitting next to each other, right? And I don't know what was up with me. Maybe I was in cat mode or something. But I was so touchy and affectionate when it came to her. Because to me, if I was just someone's friend, well, at the time I don't do this anymore, and we can just, chill like that, and I know, at least I think I know, that you're not attracted to me, then I can just do whatever and think, oh, you're not gonna catch feelings for me. So I would randomly hug her from behind sometimes. I don't know. And booty bump her, trying to get her out of bounds, like we're playing Smash, but in real life. Wait. Bad choice of words. But anyway, it was fun, it was nice. But I didn't realize that she had gone through a breakup a few months beforehand of that field trip. And that you had me and her just existing, and me sometimes sitting on her lap during lunch and shit. So I was unaware that over those last 2 months of middle school, she'd gained a crush on me. Oopsie daisy. And that she and her other friends had planned to create an environment where she could tell me. And there I was, interrupting the conversations with hugs and vibing on her lap and shit like that. God, that shit's funny. And so here's how the confession went on that end. One of her other friends, who was the salutatorian and had a crush on my brother. Story for another day. Actually no, she didn't have a crush, she started dating my brother. Yeah. But she just grabbed my hand, pulled me, and I was like, okay, this is happening. Pulled me over to my friend and just put our hands together and said, there, finally, fuck. And I was like, oh, that's why earlier you asked me what I think about her. Oh god. Because in my head I thought, oh yeah, she's cute as shit. Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind dating someone like that. But I thought, oh, she's already dating someone, or I'm literally not her fucking preference, so I didn't push because I'm not that kind of person. But then we were like, oh. And here's how everything went. After that, we would hold hands during, I don't know, the little field trips or whatever. It was nice, it was cute. But we ended up losing contact because I guess she got in trouble when she got home. Her dad took her phone and we ended up just not really talking anymore after that. Because Instagram wasn't the massive thing at the time. Didn't really use Facebook. And then, I don't know. That was just it. Yeah. Then high school. First time I got cheated on. Let's go. Ninth grade. I'm a little bigger. And now I'm in a high school where, we have a lot of people, a lot of different types of people, and not just a homogenous group this time. Met this one girl. She was cute. And for some reason I told her, hey, you look a lot like someone I used to have a crush on. And I was telling the truth, she actually did. And I didn't realize that made her start to like me. And I was like, oh God, I'm the queen of finding bisexual girls on accident. Look at me go. And, yeah, she and I ended up going to homecoming together. Then after that we were like, wanna try? You know, a relationship? Then we did. And to me, even though the thing with the girl in middle school happened for like a few days, yeah, it was like a few days total. She got her phone taken away really fast. This was my first real relationship. And it was nice. We went on dates, we did stuff, we went places. Nothing, happened though, because I don't really trust people when it comes to like my body. So, at best we kissed, but nothing after that. But in retrospect, I think that's why the thing that happened. So I was a cheerleader, she was a cheerleader. Well, I was half cheerleader, half mascot, because I found it like fun as fuck to just like be anonymous and do fun things using a face that's not mine. Huh. Says a lot, huh? And she ended up doing stuff with the other person who was also a mascot, because they always had like multiple people who would use the mascot costume. And he was actually one of my friends too. So that happened. Then I didn't date for a while, ended up moving somewhere else. More shit happened. Moved back. More shit happened. So back to back. Shit kept happening in high school when it came to relationships. So for a while I didn't fuck with them. Then college started. And didn't really do anything. I did get into a short-term relationship with someone I met on Discord though. And let me explain that, because you're gonna be like, what? I was in this one Discord, I was chilling, there was this girl in DC, she was chilling. She said a specific term that made me go, are you near New Orleans? She was like, I'm like 40 minutes away, and I was like, so you're 40 minutes away, huh? What's up? We ended up meeting like a week or two later, and it was fun, it was awesome. We got some like pralines and shit together, you know? Good old Cafe Du Monde. Their powder's ass. I don't care. Look, I'm sorry. Their food tastes so good, but the powder they put on their sweet stuff, it suffocates you. If you know, you know, and if you haven't done it or tried it, come back to this video in the future and comment, and I will respond. Trust me. But yeah. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted, but in her case, I think she was looking for more of a therapist than someone to date. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Because I'm someone that can talk for a while. I'm someone who also likes, occasionally giving advice, but I want to be loved too. And not just used for something. I don't like that at all. After that, I ended up meeting someone else, and that was like a very interesting year or so of my life. She had DID, dissociative identity disorder. And to keep things really short with that, she liked me, one of her alters didn't, and we'll keep it at that. It was a cute relationship though. It was cute while it lasted. Then I didn't date anyone for a while after that. There was one that happened between the DID girlfriend and now, but that ended. That simply ended. It's complicated, so I won't really go into that. I'll just simply say, instead of avoiding the person you're dating, if you realize that you end up liking someone else, just tell that person and break it off. Because having the person you used to like finding out that you now like someone else can hurt more than if you just tell the truth. Simple as that. Simple as that. I won't over dramatize it or anything. Just say what you gotta say. And since that relationship, I have been effectively single. And it's been almost 2.5, 3 years. Yeah. We're going. It's been a minute. And now we have what's happening now. Now that I've given you a kind of broken prologue, let's go to modern day. It was June of this year. And I'd been on this quote-unquote dating app for introverts for a few months, on and off. I would use it for like a week or two. I'd delete it. I'd re-download it. I'd delete it. Because I don't like dating apps, to be honest. I feel like it dehumanizes people. It turns it into window shopping. You have to look really, really cute. Because sure, although there's profiles and people can write whatever, and on that particular app you can write like, there's no text limit. You can write as much as you fucking want. It's kind of awesome. It still feels wrong. And I didn't like that. And sure, while I did get some matches and whatever, I didn't feel like it made sense to me. I felt like even the text profile was spoiling some things that were fun to find out when talking to someone, you know? I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me. But then one day I ended up getting a match with this one girl who I was like, instantly, wow, you're either a catfish or out of my league. Spoilers, she was not a catfish. That was actually her. She was really, really, really fucking cute. But then, her first message to me was not what I expected based on her profile. It was, favorite VTuber, go! And I was like, Calliope Mori. But, we ended up talking. And I immediately had doubts that we would continue talking for a long time, so my goal was to maybe try and kindle some type of friendship, because that felt more realistic. And at the time I was like, I don't want to match with someone who, lives too far away, but I was so like dead inside that I was like, I don't care how far you are, I'm the queen of having internet friends, fuck it. I want a good friendship because I'm lonely. Wow. And that happened. We ended up becoming really good friends. We would talk every fucking day. And on top of that, we didn't really text at all. We would always send like voice messages to each other. Sometimes it'd be a few minutes, a few seconds of sound effects, or even like 10, 15-minute long ones where we just talk about our days or just anything. And I liked that. It was really good. And I was like, oh my god, wow, I think I might have found someone who could maybe be like a new best friend to me. And I put a lot of stake in the term best friend. I don't mean like, oh wow, you're my best friend, wow, we eat food together and gossip. No. Like when I say best friend, I mean like Bonnie and Clyde, ride or die. If you say, yo, we need to shoot someone, I'm gonna be like, yo, let's go. Let me stop. I'm exaggerating, I swear. But yeah, I usually mean like a ride or die. No questions, we're in it. Even if I'm wrong, or you're wrong, you'll still call me out, but, that's the homie. And she had that vibe. But I also knew, going into it, that, yeah, I can feel feelings forming really, really, really strongly for this girl. But I was so burned by some of the things I told you about before, along with some stories I did not tell. And I decided to do this, which felt very out of character for me. I told myself, this, as dramatic as it sounds, will be my last real attempt at trying to find love. And the reason I said that is because I felt like, in my opinion, it was not too hard to find a quote-unquote relationship, but it's hard to find a relationship with, like, a lot of love. Because there are people who go purely off of little traits like, oh wow, she's tomboyish. Oh wow, she's tall. Oh wow, she's short. Oh wow, look at his abs, his money, his potential. Oh wow, look at her. And they're all really superficial things. And I unfortunately know, and it took me years to get to this point, that when it comes to my physical appearance and maybe some traits I have, those are things that some people would find attractive. But I don't like the thought of being attractive to someone for superficial reasons. Of course it's gonna happen because, as I like to say, if the people on like my 600-pound life have like ride or die partners, and anyone can get one, yo. But will it be a good partner? I don't know. I don't know about that one, but in general, if you're desperate, there's someone. But it's the desperation part that scared me. Because I'll just say it like this, straight up, and there's probably a few of you watching this who are part of this category. Some of you are probably into tall Asian women, or tall black girls, or tall mixed girls in my case, yeah. You know, I play video games, I watch the anime, I do what I gotta do. I'm a pretty good support duo too, let's go. And I'd say that after getting through the cringe of trying to say something good about myself, there's definitely someone out there who'd be into me. There's definitely someone out there. But my question is always, what am I into? What do I like? And I think what I like is witty people. People with wit. People who can be sarcastic without trying to inflict emotional pain on people. You know? People who are self-aware without being too self-aggrandizing nor self-deprecating. Now, of course, there can still be a little bit of both, because none of these are hard lines. But I guess those are things I'm kind of attracted to. People who are just themselves. People who aren't dry. And most of all, people who don't just look at something and go, ew, cringe. Because that immediately turns me off to people. People who are afraid of being cringe. Because to me, to be cringe is to be free. And if you are unable to be cringe, then loving you would make me lose my freedom. That's what I would believe. And when it came to this girl, wow, she was free. But in an interesting way. She is from a cultural background where there are a lot of rules. A lot of rules for the men, not really, but a lot more rules for the girls. Came here from Asia. I won't say where, but somewhere in Asia. She grew up in a household where her brothers were allowed to have fun, play video games, run outside. But her mom would just keep telling her, you've got to learn how to do this. You've got to learn how to do that for your future husband, for this, for that, for this, for that. They were stuck in like the 1800s, honestly, even the 1950s to an extent. And she hated that because she would see, just other parts of the US online that didn't have to do that shit. And it was some bullshit to her. And so she knew in that moment that she was absolutely going to date outside of her cultural background. And then her family became Mormon on top. Oh my god, I'm sorry, girl. Damn. Traditional Asian and Mormon? Fuck out of that. Get out of there, girl. And then she went through other stuff. Really bad things as a teenager. And then she ended up with this guy. He was a gamer, he was a weeb. But he was dry. Real dry. If you get the Fillmore reference, I love you. And added nothing to her life, but he was also selfish. Like, for example, let's say you, the person watching this, stubbed your toe, but it started like bleeding, and it hurt really badly, and it was like so bad that you needed to go to the hospital. And then the person you're with, your significant other, says, "I'm not driving you. That's a waste of gas." What the fuck would you say? How would you feel? Oh my god. You would go, so you care more about the gas in your car than the person you're dating? What the fuck? And that was one of the moments she noticed that, yeah, she needs to get out of that. But she also believed that that was the best she deserved, because she went through what she called the ugly duckling syndrome, where she was harassed and told as a teenager that, she was so ugly, she was so unattractive. And then once she, became an adult, and then, learned how to use makeup a little more, suddenly people were approaching her, wanting to do sexual things with her or something, ooh. And sometimes it was the same people who bullied her. So she had trust issues bad when it came to people. And I felt that. And as we got to know each other, I was like, fuck, man. What do I do? Because when I realized I liked her, I wanted to say something. But I was also aware that she was with that dry dude for 8 years straight. 8 years. From being in her late teens, still an adult, but like late teens to late 20s. And I didn't want to seem like the kind of person who would take advantage of her emotional vulnerability to try to make her like me. But I also didn't want to give her the wrong message by not saying I like her at all. So I did this instead. I told her after about 2 or so months of knowing each other that, yes, I am extremely attracted to you. I just want you to know this. I still want to get to know you. I know we're, basically brand new friends, but I want you to know I am attracted to you. Absolutely. And here's why. And I literally gave her like 45 minutes worth of reasons because I'm weird. I was able to go on for 45 minutes straight. And then after that, I was like, and the best part? As I get to know you more, this would take longer to do. And later, she ended up saying that was kind of awesome. Because, she said that I noticed things about her that she didn't even think about. And I was like, really? Really? Like, I'll give you an example right now so you, understand. And I think it's a trait of hers that I've kind of almost picked up. She has a very sing-songy voice, and it's really, really cute. And sometimes she'll say something, and then she'll go like this, or something like that. Kind of like Miss Frizzle. Oh my god, that's fun. I'm so into that. And sometimes she'll go wah, 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 make little sound effects. And I noticed that because I've been around her so much, I've been doing that too. I think I did it in the Happy video. Holy shit. That was 100% her coming out of me. And I think that's so funny. She does little things like that. She's really, really blunt. But she's also someone who's really open-minded to like learning about other things, and she likes talking to me because I love researching shit. Researching shit. I love going on EBSCO. I was talking about that on stream. EBSCO to look at like research papers and other things. You know, I love that, and I like that she likes hearing me talk because the one ex I talked about that I was with in college, well, second one. She said this to me and it fucked me up psychologically for a few years. And she said, "Not everything you say matters, and it's arrogant of you to assume that that's true." So for a while, with friends and potential people I almost ended up with, if I was excited about something, I wouldn't talk about it because I thought, I don't want to annoy them or bother them or make them feel like, you know, I'm only here to talk about myself. But as I'm getting to know this girl right here, it makes me happy knowing that there's someone who doesn't mind me talking for a while. And to be honest, and being really honest here, you guys kind of do the same thing in this specific way. Because when I first made my long form videos where I would just sit and talk about everything from trauma to family to love to all these other things, I was surprised that so many people were invested in the things I was talking about, who related to the things I talked about, who seemed to care about the things I talked about, were even cheering me up or wanted me to cheer up because they did. And I know it's a little funny to say it in the middle of this, but once again, thank you. And if you've even listened this long, you're included. So thank you too. You're awesome. But back to this girl. We kept talking and talking and talking, and then yesterday happened. For her Christmas, well, not for her birthday present, because birthday's actually 2 days before Christmas. I was wrong. I sang her 2 love songs because I wanted her to really, really know that, yeah, I'm still, you know. And then you want to know what she did? Just like I had done when we had, you know, known each other for 2 or 3 months. She told me what made her fall in love with me. And I was sitting there like, oh my God. And then at the end of the call, she said this right before the call ended. A simple, "I love you too." Because I did actually end up saying it once upon a time. Just once, because I was like, fuck it. And she made this really, really animalistic squeal noise that was genuinely adorable. And her reaction was, "I really wanted to say it too, and I've almost said it so many different times, but I'm too shy to say it, but oh my God, blah, 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 blah." It was adorable. But once again, the community post people were probably like, then why did you say it's a bittersweet feeling? And here's why. I know what it's like to have someone say they like me back, you know? It's happened, it's happened. I'm someone blessed enough to know that feeling, but I'm also someone cursed enough to know how it feels to have someone say they like me, but then something that contrasts to that happens in the future, like cheating, or they just disappear, or they start avoiding me, like the stories I told earlier. So, we're not together. I didn't say no, but we're not together. Yet. We'll see though. Because here's the plan that was thought out. She's going to be visiting me for 1 entire week in January. And we're gonna go on some dates, go to this amusement park not too far from me, and just have fun and see. Because there's always gonna be a slight difference between, seeing someone digitally and getting to know them digitally versus knowing them in real life. And if that goes well, then yeah, we'll end up dating. And if not, I've got a new best friend for life. So we're gonna see. And of course, I do want it to go well. But I'm also a realistic person. And I know it can go one of two ways. But if I had to be really honest, every ounce of optimism that's left in my body, as little as exists right now, really wants this to go well. Not just because I do like her, but to be blunt, because I'm so fucking tired of looking for love. That shit's exhausting. That shit's so horrible. I hate being a part of Gen Z, even if I'm at the oldest end of it. You can't trust a single motherfucker out here. Nah. You have people changing their opinions just because they saw a YouTube video or a TikTok or some shit. I don't care, man. I don't care if you're a part of the alpha male shit or the female empowerment shit or anything in the middle, because there is a fucking middle. It feels like there's so many people who create their opinions about dating from people who aren't even them, when your opinions on dating should be based purely on how you fucking feel. Biggest McGiggis on the internet is not going to give you the proper advice because they did not live their life as you. Girl Boss McGee is not going to tell you everything you need because she too is not you. Yes, you may have gone through pain. Yes, she may have gone through pain. So many things may have happened that led the two of you to be who you are. But this person on the internet, they might just be a fucking grifter and saying whatever just to get your money for their fucking $45 course. Doesn't matter. And I think that's fucking people up, because I kept running, wow, look at that past tense, into people like that. And it was ruining me too. And I hated that. So that's why I'm like, please, for the love of God, let this go well. Because, in a twist of fate, you know how she started off by asking me, favorite VTuber, go? Well, I'm gonna say this to you too. Regardless of what happens, eventually you're gonna meet her too. Because, once again, hi, I'm D. And D is short for depression. And her name is Lulu. And that's a really fancy schmancy way in Chinese of saying anxiety. Welcome to DSM Live. God help us all. God fucking help us all. Oh, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all, I don't know, a good night, good morning, a good day, whatever. I was gonna end the video there because I thought that would sound sexy, but I want to say one more thing because I talk too much. I am tired of being tired, if I had to be honest with you. I am in love with the idea of falling in love. It looks so nice in anime and manga. It looks so nice in the movies. And it sounds so nice from the people I've met who have genuinely fallen in love. And I realized that there was a large part of me that envied that. But I also think that it's that envy that was holding me back. Because I feel like you start to impose these fucking rules upon yourself when you're looking for love. You're like, I have to do this, I have to do that. No doing this on the first date. No doing this. Don't say that over text because they're gonna think you're weird, blah, 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 blah. But you know what I fucking did with this girl? With Lulu? Now she has a name. Hi. Calling her Lulu now. I gave up on that, honestly. I was like, I am a really fucking weird person. I'm stupid sometimes. I'm strange. I don't sneeze. I don't snore, but I apparently laugh in my fucking sleep. I laugh at my own jokes. I like to run the shower really, really hot. Sometimes when I drive, I don't know. I sing out loud. I don't know. These are pretty normal fucking things. I stream as an anime girl online. Whoa. I shouldn't hide these things from someone I want to fall in love with. Because if I want a genuine relationship, what's the point of trying to find one and then complain that I can't find one if I'm not fucking being myself? Am I stupid? Sometimes, but no. No. I'm not gonna be stupid. And that's the attitude I went into getting to know her with. I'm gonna be completely myself. And I feel like if I hadn't, and I'd hesitated, and I'd been fucking stupid, I wouldn't be getting to this point where we're about to go on a date. So yeah, that's my advice. Don't be stupid. Be cringe. Be yourself. Because, you know, it might not get you a relationship, but it'll get you much farther. Shit. Get you a lot further. And the Q&A video will come eventually, I swear. It's taken a while because there's some things I want to put in it, but there's also some things I want to save for the future. So it'll come out eventually, I swear. I swear. But once again, hi, I'm Guy.